Hello, my name is Tyler Cooper, and I did Sense and Sexual Attraction. The first popular press article was about, it's called The Smell of Love, and it was by Brian Furlow. And the initial claim that it addressed that Darwin, hundreds of years ago, or about, he claimed that odors in the animal kingdom are primarily defensive and territorial, but since then, scientists have observed that scents are also used for the attraction of sex, and it talks about 3 different pheromone receptors that could be responsible for the sexual attraction. And first is the VNO, or the vomeronasal organ, which is located near the septum in your nose. And it disproved this, the popular press disproved this, saying that it only reported changes in mood. Secondly, the scientists found that the apocrine gland, which exudes odorous, an odorous steroid, and that is odorous steroid called androstenedione, and that occurs about puberty. You can start detecting it at puberty, and you start to exude it. And this also was disproven after a experiment that tested women that were ovulating, and they did not report any sexual attraction. And thirdly, it addressed the unexpected immune system, the major histocompatibility complex, and this is a segment of the DNA in which it serves as the immune system's eyes. And this has a evolutionary advantage because it is used for detecting diseases as well as gene compatibility. So that prevents from inbreeding within a culture. And this was first tested in mice and then in humans, and it was proved to be true for both. The second was the academic journal called Darson and Male Pheromone that stimulates female memory and sexual attraction to an individual male's odor. And it was by Roberts, Simpson, Armstrong, Davidson, Robertson, McLean, and Hurst. And this was primarily a experiment that was just about mice, and it was a arena type deal and it tested several different molecules and stimulus from male mice urine, placed 28 centimeters away in this arena, and the female mice would walk around for 30 minutes, and it would test, or it would observe how long each female mouse was around each stimulus. And some of the molecules that were tested were low molecular weight and high molecular weight proteins, the major histocompatibility complex, water as a control variable, and Darson. And it was observed that Darson doubled the amount of time a female mouse would stick around the male urine if it had Darson in it, and it was more likely for a female mouse to stick around a sample if it had previously gotten it, so if it was a second time or a third time. The audience, The Smell of Love, just by the title, is meant to capture the reader's attention, and it's mainly targeted towards young adults reading for pleasure. And the Darson, or academic journal, which I've shortened to be Darson, is mainly applicable to research companies that are trying to develop maybe like a cologne or something, educational purpose such as this presentation, and students in the biology section studying pheromones, as well as laboratory scientists trying to add to this data or add or disprove it. And they both use technical terms in which the general audience might not understand, and the academic journal does give a background information, so the reader's not totally lost. It gives background information on invertebrates and previous knowledge on sexual attraction and scent. Arguments. The Smell of Love mainly argues that humans have this scent-based sexual attraction, while the Darson just focuses on mice. And they both argue that there is a scent-based sexual attraction. However, the Smell of Love argues that it's a major histocompatibility complex, while the academic journal claims that it is Darson. And they both overlap in the sense they both refer to mice experiments, but Darson, the academic journal, is solely. And the evidence, they both draw from different sources. While Darson creates its own, or the academic journal creates its own evidence through this experiment, and the popular press refers to 3 different studies, one being the University of Leeds in England, which states that humans are more likely to smell their hands after meeting someone. It references the University of Utah, which talks about the VNO and how it's tiny parapets in your nostril. And it also references to the University of Bern in Switzerland, which is 100 college students that were tested. They were female, and they were tested to smell different samples of cotton t-shirts that a male would wear for 3 days without showering, smoking, or drinking, or having sex, to reduce the confounding variables. And it was found that it was due to the major histocompatibility complex. And in conclusion, they both say that scents have a factor in sexual attraction. However, the popular press targets towards humans, while the academic journal targets towards mice. And the popular press says it's the major histocompatibility complex, while the academic journal says it's due to Darson. These are my references. Thank you.